Hey everyone, welcome to Zeitgeist Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm the Mandalorian.
I'm Robbie.
And today we're going to talk about the most recent episode of The Mandalorian. And most recent for me was episode 4, 5, and 6.
Oh, nice little binge there, which might be good for the series overall, as opposed to this herky-jerky one episode a week kind of tease we got going on.
Well, I'll tell you this much. It ain't Daredevil. I'm not really looking forward to binging this.
I was going to ask you, is this putting the Boo and Bo-Katan, or are you overall satisfied with
Bo-Katan, more like it. Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically sort of become the Bo-Katan show, hasn't it?
It has.
She's been
got the leading. Have you noticed how she has the leading credits?
Yeah, that is kind of true.
Like on the credits, she's got top.
Pedro,
no, she has top billing. No, she's got top billing over Pedro now on this last episode.
Well, I know that she's obviously Pedro's not in the suit, so he's just doing the voice. But
he says he sometimes shows up.
I mean, I'm sure he's in the suit when they take his helmet off, but he didn't take his helmet off this season.
Right?
He doesn't want to be excommunicado.
If I was Pedro Pascal, I wouldn't show up on set. I'd be like, no, I'll
gotta do the voice.
Yeah. You
just
guys
have
can hire someone $50,000.
Just have his.
I have wondered if it was him under there or not.
Just have his Princess Leia hologram. Like,
I mean, to be honest,
help me, my stunt double. You're my only hope.
Just keep his voice. Just keep his helmet on, and just like pay. I don't know, voice GPT, and fucking. You don't even need Pedro Pascal. Just save yourself a couple $100,000 an episode there.
What if it got to the point where he takes the helmet off and it's like in Deadpool where he just has Pedro Pascal's picture stapled to another guy's face?
No, I'd love it if it was Nicolas Cage from Face Off.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It wouldn't make any sense, but I'd love it so much.
And just have Nicolas Cage just doing his crazy face from Face Off. Yeah, I think my day would be made.
Not the midichlorians! Not the midichlorians! Which I want to talk about a little bit this episode, since they talked about droids and the oppression of droids. Awkward. I mean, if we're going to talk about addressing the Bantha in the room, guys.
Jack Black?
No. Let's get into it. Let's go ahead and get into this episode. So I know that's a Boo-Katan from Force.
Boo-Katan.
Boo-Katan from Force. What about you, Robbie? Was that
well, I actually like
Man
more.
No, or
the.
I don't have anything clever.
Confused of what exactly.
Well, I actually like.
Do you like the episode or not?
I liked it more than the pirate episode, which I think all hyped up, but I was just sort of like, when's this going to end? And like, I liked it a lot more than the episode with just the doctor and his female friend. Where he gets betrayed. Yeah. So I mean, this episode was sort of like a film noir. It's like a mystery, but it was one of those lazy mysteries where it's like the culprit's some guy we met like 5 minutes before. It was Doc Brown.
I love the Law and Order take. Like when I was watching with my wife, and turned out to be Christopher Lloyd, aka Doc Brown, right? And I was like, Law and Order. It was the first guy they interviewed. Like that was so cute.
Like literally the first. Yeah, it was like he was the culprit and the first interviewee.
Look, dude,
interviewee.
I'm telling you right now, Disney is not letting go of Star Wars, right? It's not going to happen regardless of the quality. So let's just embrace it and let them expand into every genre. Rom-com Star Wars, Law and Order Star Wars, Star Wars NCIS. I want it all, baby.
Well, they announced like 3 different live action shows
How
for
long
Star Wars Celebration.
Star Wars Celebration sucked. More like Suckabration. Yeah.
Sorry, so they announced Ahsoka
into Celebration. It was so bad.
Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, and the Acolyte. And obviously, Ahsoka is probably the one most people are excited about because there's a lot of, I think, Clone Wars or Rebels characters in that show. Right?
At this point, as someone who loves Star Wars to the point where they hate Star Wars, right? Mm-hmm. As every true Star Wars fan does. I'll tell you right now, it's palpable in the air. You can tell that all the love, all the thought, all the creativity has gone into the Ahsoka show. The Mandalorian season 3 seems like a setting off point, like not a landing zone, but a prep zone, right? Like you're like really Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have their eyes set on the Ahsoka show, and like they don't care about the Mandalorian anymore. It was a great launching for season 1, season 2. was literally just the cameo show, right, where they introduced all these different all these different characters for their own spin-offs, right?
Yeah.
But what we have
they're bringing...
here is just a launch pad. It's a launch pad for Ahsoka, right? Because we know they don't care about the Mandalorian anymore because they took care of the Grogu arc in the Book of Boba Fett, not even the same show. So people like my wife didn't watch the Book of Boba Fett, so like she was super confused walking into this show, like asking like what the hell is going on. True.
Yeah,
right,
well,
so it really seems like everything's setting up for Ahsoka, and Ahsoka's probably going to be amazing, right?
It didn't really grab me. It just looked like Obi-Wan Kenobi again. It's like we have this Jedi who survived Order 66. She's on the run from these Sith. What are they called? Not the magistrates.
Talking about the mini Vader lights.
The rule of two is let's just admit it. The rule of two has just been thrown out the window at this point because like they had like Ray Steven scenes of Jedi.
Investigators, that had a brain fart.
They're the what was it called?
Yeah.
Oh man, Inquisitors. They're the
Inquisitors. That's it. Thank you.
So we have like Inquisitors hunting this Jedi who's Order 66. It's the exact same plot from Kenobi, but they're throwing in live action versions of Clone Wars and Rebels characters, and people are going crazy. So it's like, it's just like the live action Disney movies. They're just doing live action.
You know who watched Rebels? Like a max of 378,000 people. That was like the highest single rating, right? So like they're catering to less than 500,000 people here. Look, I know Rebels was their baby, and in the most amazing of Star Wars fashions, they are putting out movies so they're not thinking about creating loopholes or continuity errors, right? And then spending the next 10 years with smaller IPs fixing these loopholes, right? Like Rogue One, for instance. Why was there a 2-meter hole in the Death Star? Let's dedicate a whole 2 hours to filling that in.
That was a great. Yeah. That was a great.
But that was just an introduction for the guy from Andor.
But to be fair, Rogue One, like as underwhelming in hindsight as it was, it gave us the fantastic Andor show, and I'm really, what's upsetting me about the Mandalorian so much is just like the writing is just so subpar compared to Andor, and like Andor was just like so much better, and it seems like Jon Favreau is writing all the Mandalorian episodes, which seems strange to me because he wasn't really known as a screenwriter before he, got big in the business. He was like known as an actor, and he was known as a director. I don't think he wrote Elf or Iron Man. That was his 2 big movies before, and I don't think he wrote Jungle Book either. I think he directed that. Directed some other movies that weren't as good, but it just seems like he seems to think he's like David Milch or Terrence Winter, or Tony Gilroy, and it just seems like he probably needs to bring in some better writers just to.
They got great directors, right? I know you disagree with
Ron Howard's daughter.
Yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard did her 3rd episode, and this was my 3rd episode. I thought she knocked it out of the park.
It was your 3rd stroke now.
Yeah, 3rd stroke. Terrible. Cool. Clip that shit. All right, let's go ahead and just break this down. Rob, you got any notes for us, or we just want to kind of just talk about this episode?
No, I don't have notes this
time.
We doubled up on the notes last episode. I took 2 pages of notes, Rob took 2 pages of notes, and then this week we were like, no, Rob's got it. Rob's like, no, Major's got it, and then none of us took notes. Cool. So that's totally fine because I just rewatched this episode.
Yep. And I watched it a few hours ago, so it's.
And you watched it a few hours. Break us down.
The cameo episode.
Let's talk about.
there were only what 3 cameos and like. Was that
a save the cat in the beginning, like with the axe wolf or axe wolves or whatever? Is that the dumbest name in Star Wars?
His name is Axe Wove.
Wove,
W-O-V, because his hair is wovey. I don't know.
It's woven.
Like, yeah. So it's like cool. It's like a standard Star Wars name.
What do you guys think about that love story with the calamari and the sushi?
Wasn't it like a throwback from season 2? Was there like because I think like I skipped the not the intro but the recap, and they showed a scene from season 2 where like he's on the water planet and the calamari.
They create peace. I was wondering, and I'm stealing this completely from Screen Crusher, right, or something like that, right? Someone brought up a good point. Is this supposed to mirror the one of the prior events from so with Jack Black and Lizzo, right? Like they were two different characters from two different sides and they fell in love, right? But now, so in the beginning, we've got these two different characters who were on different sides of the war. They found a peace, right? But is that supposed to mirror each other? I don't think so. I don't think they're right.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, I think that was just more of like a introduction / save the cat. Not really save the cat moment, but just kind of like reintroducing Axe Wolven, whatever, and his crew. But they didn't do anything. Where was that would have been cool. It would have been a much better opportunity to have a badass action scene with showing how cool and badass the Mandalorians are, right? Maybe show off how cool Axe is and how good of a fighter he is one-on-one. So at the end of the episode, Bo-Katan, when she beats him one-on-one, it means that much more.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
I agree. The writing could be so much better. But let's not talk about what could be. Let's talk about what is.
Well, what's an Admiral Akbar baby and a Squid Face baby, going to look like? That's
dude, the tentacles, dude. I couldn't do it after The Last of Us.
The
Last of Us with the mouth comes out with
was
tentacles, and then she reaches out with her tentacles.
And it was just kind of like,
Disney was watching The Last of Us, and when
came
out of the mouth, they were just rolling, and they were like, "No, that just ruined the moment for us."
Yeah, I think I don't know how that baby would turn out, but
a tasty.
Yeah, probably just cook it for a little bit in microwave, and that's all.
Not in an air fryer, bro. Not in an air fryer.
Yeah, healthier. It's healthier that way. Yeah, I don't even remember what the name of her species. Or no, I want to bring this up. But her name was what, Shaggoth? You all remember?
Sure. Let's just talk about the captain.
Well, the thing. Well, yeah,
floating in the water by herself. I'm sorry, they live on a water planet. Are not all of her other crew members thirsty? But no, she's the one who gets to swim in water and she gets to eat in front of them. Rude. I would rebel.
Well, the reason I bring up her name, Shaggoth, I think that's a name of a tentacled monster from Lovecraftian mythology. Not mythology, but H.P. Lovecraft invented the Great Old Ones. I think one of his monsters was named Shaggoth, and I think that's what she got her name. You can look it up, but I think it was a cool nod. It was a cool nod to Lovecraft, but I guess I don't know. We're never gonna see her again. I really thought it was weird they introduced those two characters and they just never showed up again in the episode. It seemed kind of strange.
You know what's a fun and weird nod? Whatever the creatures were called on the calamari, the
squid faces.
Their ship is faced like their head. Did you notice that?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Brainiac.
Yeah, so it's just weird. It'd be like if NASA launched a ship into space and it just looked like a human head. It's just kind of weird.
I'm pretty sure in the 90s the ships were shaped like Bill Clinton's wiener, right?
I'm pretty sure they've been shaped like JFK's wiener since the 60s.
Yeah. We are gonna go to the moon.
Explode on impact. Ooh, that was a tasteless joke. I don't apologize for it, but that was. Was
that a Challenger joke?
No, that was a JFK being assassinated joke.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah.
The Challenger.
Either would have been tasteless.
It's like the Challenger.
Challenger is probably even more.
It's both jokes at the same time.
Because less time has passed since the JFK assassination, so they're both tasteless. But
hey, did you know the same amount of time has passed between now and Pearl Harbor as Pearl Harbor and the Civil War?
What? I'm pretty sure Pearl Harbor was after the Civil War.
I know it was after. No, I'm saying between the Civil War and Pearl Harbor. And Pearl Harbor and today, it's about the same time period.
Okay, you mean it was 60 years between each event, right?
Yeah.
Or no, 80 years probably.
Yeah, 80 years.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I think that you can probably make a Lincoln joke now. That's probably safe. It's enough time has passed. I'm going to joke about that assassination, or even Garfield or McKinley. There's lesser known assassinations of presidents.
Oh, is that why he hates Mondays?
Yep, I figured you were gonna go that direction. Well, it's funny because I think in the case the reason Garfield and McKinley aren't as well known because they weren't killed instantly. I think Garfield took a month to die and McKinley was a few weeks too. So they were assassinated, but it wasn't instant like Lincoln and Kennedy.
All right,
but
the time between the Civil War and Pearl Harbor was 76 years.
What about the time between Garfield's assassination and JFK's assassination? Same amount of time?
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to buy it for time. 78 years.
Well, they use like the Garfield assassination is interesting because they actually like got Alexander Graham Bell, the guy who invented the telephone, to come like try to find the bullet in Garfield's body. He had created like the seismograph or like the metal detector or something like that, some other invention of his. And they tried to find the bullet in Garfield's body, and Garfield was just like in horrible agony for like a month.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, it's just like, it really just shows like how bad, like how and, like people, they were trying to dig out like the bullet with like unwashed fingers, so he got like infected from like the doctors. So it's really just the worst horrible death you could think of. It's really painful. It took forever.
Sucked back in the day. That happened like the 1400s in Europe.
Germs, it's a myth. Germs are.
They had that baby. The infant plague, where it was like wiping out all the infants, and the doctors were all worried about it because of the population, right? So the doctors would dissect and cut up these dead babies in the morning and then deliver babies in the afternoon. They never washed their hands, right? And you wonder like why the newborn babies were getting infected.
I think leeching was like the pinnacle of medical science back then, right?
Oh, I still leech to this day.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I think McKinley was the assassination after Garfield, and I think after McKinley died, they were just like, maybe we should have a bodyguard for the president, and the Secret Service was invented.
Hey, let's put the people in charge of the Postal Service, or what? The Secret Service had some ridiculous job, tax collection beforehand, something funny.
Yeah, it's just like it took 3 presidents getting killed where they was like, we should probably have bodyguards for the president. That might be a good idea. And then another president died.
This isn't super relevant, but I think they should bring back dueling in Congress. Fuck yeah, dude.
Well, wasn't the whip, like the person who actually had a whip, or there was like.
Are you talking about the majority whip? That would be hilarious. That was the actual case. I don't think that's the case, but that would be so.
Maybe I'm thinking about Seinfeld because I think Kramer's like, what was a whip? He's like, oh, it's the guy who keeps things in order in the Congress. Like, you better vote the way we want you to, or I'm going to whip you. I don't think that's correct though. So, but yeah, back to Mandalorian.
Yeah,
we should have been whipped.
You guys, what about
Jack Black's performance?
Oh yeah. Forget the segue. Let's talk about.
Well, to be fair, cameos. Jack Black was very Jack Blacky in this episode, so I think Jack Black.
He's basically playing a character that's Jack.
He's basically playing the exact same character.
Jack Black can't play anyone but Jack Black. However, I gotta tell you, after a 10-year hiatus or however long it's been, dude, I am loving this Jack Black renaissance. Right? Like for me, it started with the WAP video on TikTok. Right, when he's in that Speedo and he's dancing to Wet Ass Pussy and he's on the ground with someone off cameras like flooding him with a garden hose, right? And he's just his fat ass is just twerking on the fucking pool ground, dude. It's so good. But now he's in everything. He's even got a song in the new Mario Party movie.
Well, yeah, he was the voice of Bowser.
He's Bowser.
I saw a TikTok video where he's singing the Games of Thrones theme, and he's like, there's a close up on his nipple. He's like, it's like
I would love
like
to hear him
with
his.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
Fuck yeah! Also,
Liz, singer.
Full disclosure, Liz is my spirit animal. So like,
what is she famous for? I've never heard of her existence.
Lizzo is a phenomenal singer. Most recently, she blew up for like playing like Thomas Jefferson's clarinet during a concert, but she's most known for just being like a strong, sexy, large black woman who sings.
Well, my understanding was she apparently tried to hook up with Chris Hemsworth via his what's the word? She dropped into his DMs.
Yeah, she dropped into the DMs,
and she DM'd Chris Hemsworth or something. That's what I heard. Slid to his DMs. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I would. Yeah.
Where she drove into his DMs.
She twerked right. She dropped it hot right into the DMs.
She hitchhiked into his DMs. Yeah, Grandpa. She slid into his DMs. I don't know.
Grandpa, no one's hitchhiked since AIDS in the 80s.
Oh wow. Well, I don't think enough time has passed to make an age joke yet. So unless you're talking about AIDS.
Yes,
South Park with Jared.
No, I'm talking about Ronald Reagan's AIDS.
I lost all this weight thanks to eating Subway sandwiches and having AIDS. And I want to give all my AIDS to you. Something like that, yeah. He had like a personal trainer and a dietitian. AIDS, AIDS. They haven't seen that one. Okay, well, it was a great episode.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's funny because Family Guy made the exact same joke, and he was like Adam West was dating Lois's sister, and he's like, I have to tell you something. I have AIDS. What? Yeah, Jim and Terry over there.
It's got full blown AIDS.
Yeah, everyone has. That's basically what Rent is about.
AIDS.
It was called what, Lease? I think.
I just remember the part that I really remember them getting closer and closer to AIDS.
Oh, do you remember the cellist? Because you remember from Orchestra in high school age, there was the cellist with the big afro. You know that character?
Yeah, I remember him.
Well, because we won't say his name on the podcast, but I remember like
we can say Pat. I'll say Pat. Fuck you, Pat. No, shout out to Pat. He put hair on my chest. He introduced me to rock and roll, real metal. He showed me
he was a great guitarist,
cellist. But I'm also fairly positive he blamed me for an event. I'm not sure. I'm not even saying allegedly, but like I'm pretty sure he penciled the teacher's office, and then I ended up being blamed for it. But
and that's why you kicked out of strings.
That's why I got kicked out of strings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
we were playing hacky sack.
I'm gonna tell the story real fast. I'm gonna tell my side of the story. I was waiting for the teacher after class, and she had to go take care of some like bus duty, right? So I went from orchestra, literally next door to the band room, to flirt with all the nerdy band girls, and I came back and her office was penciled, and she wouldn't take my word for it. Like, I was like, "That's not me," and she was like, "Well, you're the only one here," and I was like, "But I'm not here. I have fucking alibis in the next room." That's okay. You know how much police detective work an orchestra teacher does in high school? Fucking zero. Anyway, what were we saying?
Anyway, I was playing hacky sack with him at the group, and I think like some girl in the group was like, we're talking about the movie Rent, and some girl was like, "What's Rent about?" And Pat was just like, "Gay people with AIDS." I just busted out laughing because I had no idea what it was about.
That's not inaccurate. How old was this? Do you talk to Pat now?
This is high school.
Damn it! I was gonna say if you talk to Pat now, I would love for you to like verify if that story was true. I'm pretty sure it was him.
Because it sounded like just a fake, like just something he just like pulled out of his ass to be funny. I was like, oh, then I found out later. Oh, that actually is.
Oh no, it's actually. Oh wait,
what's Rent about? Gay people.
What are musicals about? What? Wait,
it's kind of like saying what's Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom about? And someone just said gay people with AIDS. And they were messing with you. That's what I thought at the time. But anyway, so
Mr. Dixon. The gay drama teacher.
That was middle school.
That was middle school. Anyway, moving on.
We're talking about Mr. Black, son. He's he was had a really weird beard. It's probably his actual beard now because I'm pretty much sure when he's not doing Jumanji movies. Because if he's just doing like voice acting for like Bowser, he's probably gonna grow his beard out as long as he wants.
Loved Jack Black and Lizzo in this, and I'd say this as a person who doesn't necessarily appreciate cameos that take away or take me out of the scene, right? Like Ed Sheeran in Game of Thrones, like that cameo was bad. That took me out completely, right? But Jack Black being Jack Black and the Jack Black character, right? And falling in love with Lizzo, I didn't have any problems with this, right? Grogu could have been written better. Weird that they wrote him out for this complete episode.
Well, it's funny because I think Kathleen Kennedy forced Jon Favreau to bring Grogu back for season 3 because Jon Favreau did not want to bring Grogu back. He thought part of the story was done. So like pretty much all the Grogu scenes in this season have just been like forced, and Jon Favreau didn't want to.
Jon Favreau was like quote unquote forced to say like there's been like Grogu was training with Luke for 2 years. But like I was talking about on the previous podcast, like that doesn't make any sense when you look at like the timeline and like how Din Djarin handles like the Darksaber, before he fucking handed the Darksaber over to Bo-Katan. Boo! No, I'm actually totally fine with that. Actually, he wasn't very good with it. It wasn't like he's been training with the Darksaber for 2 years.
At least it wasn't like
so
we
sexy
knew it
to
was,
watch.
we knew it was gonna happen.
He's been trying to get rid of it for a while.
I was prepared for it, and like to be honest, I don't want Din Djarin to be in charge of the Mandalorians. That's not what I want for my Mando show. Fucking give Bo-Katan her own show. Dude,
he's been a leader.
I don't want another Mandalorian show.
I want a Mando Monster of the Week with Grogu. Just every week they go to a different fucking planet and we do some world building in Star Wars and we just fight new monsters and we do new fetch quests. That's what I want for my fucking bounty hunter television show. right? Give me a different show for Mandalore to be reunited.
Ooh, one thing I did was Grogu was in the cave, wasn't he?
Which cave?
With the mythosaur.
Yeah.
What if like all this time
Yeah.
it's Grogu that the mythosaur didn't attack before?
I think Grogu is
That would be
the
great.
quote unquote
What
Mandalorian.
if the mythosaur is Grogu's father? That's original. Right? Mythosaur's like, I am your father.
No.
Or he goes,
That's the whole Star Wars fandom.
Just like a
surprised
pan
how
up,
it
just like a
went.
pan up. The camera's like on, like above him. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. I'd be like, okay, Favreau, you've done it again. Another 8 seasons, please.
Speaking of Mark Hamill saying no, screaming out no, just for some depressing reason, I watched this video clip that YouTube algorithm sent to me, and it was just 25 minutes of, I think it was the title was something like 25 minutes of Mark Hamill warning us about The Last Jedi. And dude, just watching him in those interviews and just listening to his heart being ripped out of his soul as they butchered this character.
Yeah.
It's depressing and completely worth 25 minutes of your life if you want to watch it.
I don't doubt it. That was just.
Find yourself a treadmill and just.
And Kathleen
put
Kennedy
it
still has a
down.
job. You know, it's
that's
just,
where I
still
watch
has
all
a
my
job.
podcasts.
that's the sad thing about this. So, but anyway, how'd you feel about Christopher Lloyd in this? I mean, he sort of just like popped out of nowhere. It's like, oh, Christopher Lloyd, okay.
I loved it. I wish he had a bigger role. I wish he was more reoccurring because he was such a phenomenal actor and he did such a good job.
I love Christopher Lloyd.
I'm
Christopher
sure like
Lloyd
Back
was
to the
so
Future
good.
fans were just like, well, it's just sort of like, I just wish they had a bigger role for him. I just didn't want to be like one-off episode. Well, I really didn't like they only had Titus
That would be
Welliver.
pretty cool.
Titus Welliver was in last season for like only an episode. It was like, oh, they're just gonna use him for a one-off. He should be like, you know, one of the main bad guys in the show. Because Titus Welliver, he was the main bad guy in Lost. Remember?
Well, Bill Burr came back, right?
Well-
He looked like he was only a one-off episode, and he came back in season 2, didn't he?
Okay,
So
maybe
fingers
They-
crossed.
for Christopher Lloyd and Titus Welliver.
Yes.
They're both maybe Jack Black not so much. But who knows? I like that they were in Easter colors and the episode came out just for Easter because like they're basically just having like an Easter like lunch picnic when the Mandalorian and Bo-Katan showed up, right? Like just wearing a lot of pinks and blues and greens. Like Easter. It was very, very Easter-y.
Oh,
Is that just
Titus
me?
Welliver, the man in black from Lost.
Yeah, the man in black.
Yeah.
What was his
Okay.
Jacob? No, Jacob was the guy in white.
Jacob was the other guy. Yeah, he was
But-
just known as the man in black.
He was the guy who possessed Locke, and then Locke was evil, even though he was dead. It was really convoluted.
I mean, can you be evil? It's all good. They're all dead. Fuck that show. Quote unquote, my wife.
I did like-
every episode
He
until
was good in it.
dude, that was her favorite television show until the series finale. And she watched this 10 years after it happened, right? We watched Lost together in like 2021, 2022, like in the last 2 years, right? Dude, she lost her shit. She was so mad that series finale. It was fun to watch it in real
Yeah.
time.
But he was good in it. I think like there was like a scene like who's the guy that's
so
who's the
good.
Spanish Spanish guy who's immortal? Nestor Carbonell. That's the name of the actor. What's his
I couldn't tell you.
character's name? He was just like, all right, go kill Jacob, and he's like, but that's wrong. And like he's just like, we could talk all day about right and wrong,
Right.
but we're not going to. So go kill him.
Sounds like the.
I was like, okay, I'm
writers in,
convinced.
Star Wars.
Yeah, so but yeah, hopefully they bring him back or in some capacity. But yeah, so it was interesting. This was like sort of like a mystery because we had to go to they had to go to the bars. They had to interview the bar. Obviously, like Law and Order, they always had to interview the bartender.
They go and they see the. Fuck, I just had the name. It starts with a U. The creatures underneath. I have spoken.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them. Yeah,
The
they're
cuts.
Oh yeah.
it's sort of
You
like
gotta, you gotta talk to him just right.
Yeah.
Sort of, they look at the cavemen from the Geico commercial, sort of.
If you say anything bad about their work,
Well, they're the hardest, best working motherfuckers in the galaxy. Don't insult their craftsmanship. Ugnaughts.
He
That's
has
it. The
spoken.
Ugnaughts. Nice
I
brain
totally
fart
forgot his
there.
character. Yeah, that was.
But that's good
right.
writing, right? You take the character.
I
I
like
have
that
poured
part.
my fucking life into this television show. pay it off. That's why the MCU is so successful, is the crossovers, right? Crossover your own damn television show. So season 1, season 2, and whatever, right? We know the Ugnaught, right? Mando has learned this from his prior journeys, and he's able to use this on his current journey.
Yeah, and it's cool to bring
called
that back.
writing. I love it.
Continuity. Yeah, so I mean that was kind of cool for the 5 minutes they were in the show. And then they
just stopped and looked at
were
it.
y'all happy to see the battle droids again? I'm sure the Clone Wars fans were just like,
I love it. Also, so I have a couple gripes about this show. The battle droids.
Just a couple?
Mando at because for the most part, I actually really, really thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Spoiler alert. I
mean, I like this one because people seem to love the pirate episode, and I thought that was like kind of just like meh. But this one
are losing their shit right now over this episode and all the cameos.
I liked it. I like this one more than the pirate episode. I like that more than the one where they get the kid back from the giant.
AKA,
evil.
guys, the trend's going up. It's getting better and better each episode. We got 2 episodes left. I also know, like, I love Rise of Skywalker more than any Star Wars fan should. So my opinion is completely invalidated and worthless. I'm aware of that. Thanks for listening to the podcast, guys. Anyway, so the cameo that really didn't bother me as much as like Grogu being knighted. Like, that's so cheesy and dumb. And then
that was like sort of out of left field too. It's just like, you're cute.
Is this a show
cute.
for me?
Yeah.
Like, this was a kid's show, and now all those, like, if you watch Star Wars in theater, you're like 50 or 60 now.
Yeah.
Right?
So Tip, did Grogu deserve to be knighted? That's what I want to know. Did Grogu deserve his knighthood? What do you think? Yes or no?
See there?
What's it going to be, Tip? Yes or no?
Noises.
What's it going to be,
He's tapping
Tip?
in Morse code.
I hear him typing.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Tip. What do
I
you
couldn't
think?
hear you because my volume was all the way down.
Oh, sorry.
Tip
Well,
has
anyway.
just escaped from the Maryland dialysis. Anyway, insert Catholic joke. Way to escape from Maryland, Tip. We are glad to have you back here on the podcast talking about the Mandalorian today.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I had a diddling good time.
So Tip, what did you think?
Side note. Did you guys hear about the Dalai Lama that just broke?
Yeah, he
Asked the
Did
boy
he
to suck. It asked the boy if he could suck his tongue.
yeah, that's a
Oh,
little
The
I saw
Dalai
that.
Lama. What the fuck is happening, guys? Dude, I'm worried. Am I gonna become an old perv when I'm 70? This seems to be like a global phenomenon here.
maybe religious leaders
Oh, okay.
should be allowed to be
All right.
married.
Yeah.
They don't try to, fill out their physical needs with children.
Well,
So,
maybe.
I would say I'm not worried about this.
wait, so
but
wait.
I just
So,
went in-
but that's not like that big of a deal, is it?
Yeah, no, it's huge, dude. No.
Huge.
If anyone asks to suck on my 10-year-old son's tongue, they're dead.
Yeah, but it was
Like,
probably like a joke.
I thought you were having a girl.
All right, so I am having a girl.
Okay.
Yeah. So guys,
So the girl's fine, but no.
the girl's fine. No, but like any child, right?
Yeah.
The Dalai Lama, president, fuckface. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter, right? If Jesus, titty fucking Christ, comes down and says, "I want to suck on your daughter's tongue," I'd punch him in the face too. I'd be like, "I'm not sure, Jesus. Fucking walk on water as I chase you across the Everglades in Florida, motherfucker." Don't touch
Well,
my
I'm
daughter's
sure
tongue, you
Richard
weirdo.
Gere. I'm sure Richard Gere is having a tough day because that's sort of because if he's a Buddhist, he's probably the most famous Buddhist that I know of. He's probably very, very upset that the religious leader of his religion is.
Whatever, guys. Karma. It'll come back to him in the next life, right?
He'll be a roach.
I need to get to the
Make that
bottom of
joke?
this. This doesn't seem right.
I don't know.
What'd you say, Tip?
I just can't. I need to hear more about this story because it seems like it would have been in jest. Like,
So
let me.
he apologized, and in the press release, it says the Dalai Lama often makes fun, whimsical comments out of context.
Exactly. It just sounds like something bizarre that like some crazy old dude would say. Like, let me.
I
It
would
was-
rank this
it was the
way
Bizarro
above
Dalai Lama.
Biden and his creepy shoulder massages, but below
Yeah.
all the priests in the Catholic Church. Somewhere in between that spectrum.
I don't know. That's a spectrum I'd like to avoid if all possible. But a spectrum I would like to.
Well, according to the
hop
left,
on.
you're on the spectrum, so watch out. Cover your butthole.
So
everyone's on the spectrum.
He says.
Yeah.
He says clearly from the
Well,
center.
Yeah. So, Tip, did you watch the new Mandalorian? Yes. No. Maybe so.
Ooh.
No, I have absolutely no interest in Mandalorian. I watched like the first season. I was
you'll
like,
be
this is
interested
so
once
boring.
you'll learn that Doc Brown was in this episode.
And
Right.
Bo-Katan,
And they go back in time.
Bo-Katan
Christopher
has
Lloyd and Jack
the-
Black. in the
They
last
go
episode.
forward in time at regular pace.
And don't forget, Bo-Katan now has the Darksaber, so they've changed the show to the what Mandalorian?
The Bo-Katan show.
Thank you, Robbie, for that slight chuckle.
What'd you say? The one
That's
man.
about as much. That's,
Yeah.
No, that's about what that joke deserves. What Mandalorian? Get out of here.
Basically it just
That
signals
was
that Kathleen Kennedy has completely derailed this show. It
Dude,
seems.
We give a lot of hate to Kathleen Kennedy, rightfully
Deservedly
so.
so. Yeah.
Rightfully so. But dude, game recognized game. This
Yeah.
bitch has stayed employed the entire time. Dude, she needs whenever she leaves, she needs to go to a TED Talk of a master class, right? On how to
be bad at your job and keep it for so long.
how to keep your job for a decade. Yeah, dude, I've never seen someone
After being
so
awful at it, yeah.
and so employable at the same time.
Yeah, you're given the most profitable franchise in Hollywood history, and you turn out crap.
I want to
And you
hear
still
what
get-
what she says at every meeting with the board of directors to defend herself and keep her job. This is the real knowledge she should be spewing out. This is, I can't wait to hear it. I hope she does win the book.
Well, one of these days. So, but yeah, I mean, Mandalorian. I like the
As long
mystery
as it's not
aspect of this episode.
Season 2.
Yeah, I mean, I like this episode more than the previous 3 episodes.
Let's talk
I don't know
about Bo-Katan and this battling axe woven and.
Well, I thought the final fight in the end was pretty good. It
was good.
It is kind of weird that she kept her helmet on, but then because of convoluted plot reasons, she's taking it off now. I guess she doesn't want to walk the path or whatever.
No,
but I guess
she
it's
was
probably has to
told-
probably do with
she was told
contract.
not to walk the path, right? Because she didn't want to take the helmet off. She thought it was a trick or a trap or whatever. And then the armorer, who is just getting sketchier by the season, was
Yeah.
like, "Dude, don't you trust my position of power?"
Yeah. So
Also, I think it's important to note: don't take anything I say in this episode with a grain of salt. I signed into this podcast as Harry Balls. Spelled Bolz, in honor of Elon Musk changing his name on Twitter. So, what the fuck are we even doing here? Thanks for
Wait,
listening.
what did Elon Musk change his name to?
Harry
Balls.
Harry Harry Balls Bolz.
it should have been
And
Harry
I think there's
Balzac
a
because that's
lot
always been the joke.
over
like,
there.
Did you see some of the
BOLZAK.
memes in the comments? Maybe?
I haven't yet.
Oh,
I was too
they
busy-
they took the picture of Elon holding a sink and they mixed it with Randy holding his nuts in South Park.
Hilarious.
You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
that's so good.
And the way
Yes,
he's
I
holding the
understand. Yeah,
sink,
I'm
it
exactly-
makes him look
yeah.
like he's holding the
That's
wheelbarrow.
perfect. I don't
so
know why
bummed.
people haven't done that beforehand.
I'm
That's
so bummed
good.
out that South Park has only done 6 episodes this season because they could have done one about Elon Musk.
Dude, what is that fucking shit? What a scam.
6
right?
episodes?
we talk about,
Yeah.
How is
we
he
talk
not
about
in
fraud. We talk about crypto and fraud and scams. Well, I guess I do on my other podcast, The Roots Report, if you guys are interested in finance and shit like that. But guys, $900 million for 6 seasons, and then they they pumped out 6 episodes in this season.
And now things are
what
getting
is
interesting. Yeah, with Elon Musk and probably a
What
few
is
more interesting things in the
that
coming
shit?
weeks.
No, guys, we want you. We love South Park. We'll give you $900 million. Stay with us. Just give us 9 more seasons or 6 more seasons, and we'll give you almost $1 billion.
I was thinking at least 10 episodes at the very least.
dude,
but
what
6,
the fuck has
that's-
happened to television?
Yeah,
You guys remember when seasons used to be 22 episodes? Do you know how good Lost would be
That's
if they
basically-
could narrow
yeah.
it down to 10 episodes a
Oh
season?
my gosh. Lost.
Well, no.
is
I mean,
so
South
long.
Park, South Park is better suited for 22 episodes a season because they can do something new every week. But
is
Lost,
everything is
but
better.
Lost is like one big story that you gotta rewatch.
Hey,
you know,
how about this?
You can't miss an episode.
How about we how about we create television shows that have 20 episodes of story to fill instead of 8 or 6 or 10?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Right?
Yeah, Major,
this,
how
like-
about you create some television shows?
Why would I?
Major?
I've got-
Yeah, because I haven't written anything in a while.
There's a year away from ChatGPT being good enough where I can just spit out like 14 keywords and create a script that'll be better than the Rings of Power season 2.
Yeah, could ChatGPT write better Mandalorian episodes? That'd be awesome.
They could,
Wonder
but
what it would
John
come out
Favreau
with.
would have to hire it first.
If you asked it,
Yeah.
because
It's-
it wrote like half an episode of South Park.
Ooh, you know what? That's a good fucking point, Robbie. The cat.
Or
Really?
like, it was more like a quarter of the episode was written
Oh.
by ChatGPT.
Was it? I don't know.
It was the very end when he asked ChatGPT for help of how he was going to solve that situation.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
happy ending. And
Well, too bad there's no South Park to talk about this week. Well, we can talk about the one with Mr. Garrison going to Myrtle Beach.
That was terrible.
Well, it was this sort of fun. I think the bathroom scene where it's just like looks like they're.
Okay, yeah, no.
They're-
I should have
they're
said it. I
really
just bust out laughing thinking about it. All right, no, the episode's pretty good overall. I just want more than 6 episodes from them.
Well, that's,
Like, dude,
was that
if
the
you're
Dick and
only
Boss?
gonna do
Yeah.
6 episodes,
6
it's gotta be
episodes.
better. It's gotta be better.
Was it the Dick and Boss episode, or was that a separate?
No, that was episode 5.
What was episode 6? What was this? Was plot B of what else is going on?
I don't know.
It was like because Garrison was in Myrtle Beach with his boyfriend, and he was trying not to rally. And then what was this? What was the B
They
plot?
rallied so hard. I couldn't tell you.
I forgot what the B plot was. It was Cartman was doing something.
Oh, that sounds like a good Gravity Bond kid.
Good. Yeah.
I hear
Good
all
thing.
that.
Good thing. It's in a state where
I
that's
was wondering
legal.
what that clip was in the background.
Yep, I live in Colorado and
American
California
At
simultaneously.
the same
nice.
time.
California. That's how
Season
Arnold
26,
pronounces it.
Episode
California.
6. Spring break is an excuse for Garrison to jump back.
California.
Oh, that's it. That's it. The kids play Warhammer. Not the kids, just one of them. Plays Warhammer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Because
and,
Randy's trying to get
Tolkien.
Stan to enjoy spring break, and he gets like a bunch
Yeah.
of prostitute. No, he gets Andrew Tate to come over. And Andrew Tate,
Andrew Tate shows up at the end. Also, all right. So big boo from that, dude. I expect more. I expect better from South Park, dude. Andrew Tate would have been. Dude, they could have done a whole episode on Andrew Tate if they wanted to. Are they getting old? Is South Park getting woke?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? That was such a terrible impression of Andrew Tate, and then the hilarity of him being released like the day of or the day before, like the episode came out. Talk about a 6-day turnaround. Oops.
That's basically how long it takes them to make an episode of South Park, 6 days.
Well, yeah, that's what I was referring to. But Andrew Tate's been
Oh.
in jail for like months
Touche.
now, right? So like
Yeah.
they like did, and they just did a terrible job. And that didn't sound like Andrew Tate.
Well, I wasn't even aware of his existence until like a few days ago before the
Good.
episode, where he was
I'm
playing
happy.
speed chess. He was playing speed chess with Piers Morgan, and like he's
what?
he's playing speed chess with Piers Morgan, and he's like killing Piers Morgan because Piers Morgan's trying to conduct an interview, and Andrew Tate was just trying to play chess. And Andrew Tate takes his queen in like his third move. So at least I know he's a good chess player. So that's all I know about Andrew Tate. He's a chess player.
Listeners, if you listen to Andrew Tate, God bless you. Maybe check out Scott Galloway. That is a amazing source of positive masculinity in the world without all the misogyny bullshit attached to Andrew Tate. Yuck. Do better. Call your mom. Love yourself. Check out this guy.
I guess Mrs. Major doesn't like Andrew Tate.
No. Mrs. Major
you know-
doesn't. Mrs. Major doesn't know about Andrew Tate.
She should have watched that Piers Morgan episode where he's played speed chess against him. It's like, oh, well, he's really good at chess. That's all I know about him, really.
That's all you know. You should check out the rest of the stuff.
I don't think I will. He gets a bad review.
Interestingly, yeah, very weird though. I will say, because I want to be unbiased as fuck as much as I can be. So Andrew Tate and his brother was detained in Romania for sex trafficking and then let go without being charged. So like, that's some horseshit that probably needs to be looked into, but not on this podcast and not by me.
Romanian justice. What are you gonna do? I mean, they let Dracula go free.
Yeah, right.
Best I can do.
I
As
think that
best
was
I can do.
Transylvania.
Which is in Romania.
Is it?
Yes.
I guess you could say Romania has a trans problem, but that's a different podcast too.
Or a vampire problem. Because Direct Lake keeps coming back.
I'm just being edgy. Because someone said my Pearl Harbor joke was too soon.
No, I said your Challenger joke was too soon that you didn't.
Oh. Are you challenging my Challenger joke?
Your Garfield joke, I think, would be okay. If you want to make a joke about... Well, you said Garfield hated Mondays because he was shot on... I don't know when he was shot. If he was shot on a Monday, that'd be hilarious. Well, it'd still be tragic, but what day was President Garfield shot? ChatGPT, tell me. Or Major, just tell me. You want to look that up?
Major's asking ChatGPT while you guys talk about something else.
So what is exactly ChatGPT?
It's like an AI system where you can like ask it to do like write a paper for you. You can ask it like a question. You can ask it like to text your girlfriend like a nice message.
ChatGPT is an AI language modeling based.
It's basically what George Orwell and every other science fiction writer has been warning us about for the past 60 years.
Right. But okay, so why? Now here's an interesting question because I have absolutely no desire to use this. I have like. So what drives, and I don't understand this, and I would like to understand why do people want to use this?
All right,
laziness.
Yeah. This is pure efficiency at its finest, right? All right, so let me ask you this. In this podcast, I Googled what was the time difference between Civil War and Pearl Harbor, right? And you know what that gave me back? A bunch of websites about the Civil War. All right, I go over to ChatGPT and I say, "Hey, ChatGPT, what was the time difference between the Civil War and Pearl Harbor?" And ChatGPT looks online, allegedly, because they don't really know how fucking ChatGPT actually works. Looks online, finds it, and then guesses what the next word in the response is going to be. It doesn't actually know what it's telling you, right? So it's incredibly efficient, it's incredibly useful, it's incredibly powerful, but it's also incredibly inaccurate sometimes. So you need to take it with a grain of salt. But it's just laziness. Let's
Kids
say, for
using
instance,
it to write essays and stuff.
Fuck
yeah, but those essays wouldn't be any good.
Dude, I would no. They're phenomenal.
But
they're so good.
Like teachers have trouble.
How is it plagiarism? So ChatGPT is a word generated language.
It's not a copy and paste. It's actually
your AI modeling system is generating new content. So you're only plagiarizing it from yourself.
Well, I don't know.
And then
I'm just glad I'm not a college professor or a college student right now. So
why not? Look at Garrison. Garrison got ChatGPT to grade his essays.
Very true.
Right, which actually isn't feasible in the real world.
My dad apparently my dad was apparently having issues getting a certain program he needed. He wanted to get. Apparently, he asked ChatGPT for the code, and it wrote the code for him for the programming.
Yeah, dude, coding.
Sorry.
So, dude, everyone for the past 10 years was like, go to school, get a computer science degree because coding is the future. Well, it turns out in about less than 5 years or so, coding is gonna be obsolete. You're not gonna be able to get a job. It's gonna be obsolete. Like being a coder is gonna be obsolete because anyone can just ask an intelligent AI to write the code for them. Wah, 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 wah.
English majors are like, how does it feel? How's it feel, bitch?
How does it feel?
And this combined with programs like Boston Dynamics and stuff.
Yeah.
Imagine where that's going.
People
won't even have a job.
Hey guys, remember the last big technology thing that was really hyped up in the media? It was called cryptocurrency, and didn't that completely crash?
No. All right, so no.
Crypto's dead now. Nobody cares about it anymore.
No.
It's
dead.
Run around my neighborhood screaming.
You'll have to listen.
Crypto is literally dead.
Yeah. Well, let's
literally dead.
Of AI. Since we're on the subject of AI, let's go back to
AI is going to be dead just as
battle
droids.
What did you think?
Speaking of Boston Dynamic, there's battle droids and the Mandalorian.
Oh, that's what you were doing with Boston.
Yeah, that's what I was
wondering where you were going.
Yeah, with battle droids. Speaking of Boston Dynamic, these battle droids, later on in the episode, Mando, Din Djarin is like, hey, I discovered which one of the battle droids does not function. Motherfucker,
He's just kicking them randomly, and
you were waving
like
your hand in front of
abusing
them and kicking them until one of them reacted. What about, dude? What if the droid behind him was also defective? You don't know because you didn't get to kick him because you were too busy running away after you got bitch slapped like a little bitch. My question is, what is the writing? It's so bad here.
It's like he's unrepentantly racist against droids, even though he like already had a droid friend that he tried to bring
guys,
back.
Can we talk about this droid thing for a second?
Well, yeah,
So, hey, guys,
friend that he was.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Is it the same writers?
Yes.
It's Jon Favreau.
Well, same writer. It's only Jon Favreau writing the episodes.
Oh, bullshit! Somebody writes all that. Bullshit.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, what they're paying,
well,
not bullshit because the writing is just so subpar. You're just like, of
Yeah,
course.
I'm saying there must be a team. There must be the Jon Favreau team, right?
Jon Favreau is sort of like he's 8 bodies in one. He's sort of like that show Sense8, where it's like he's 8 different people. He's like 8 different personalities.
The writing could. I know. I could probably write this script in a month if I was Jon Favreau. If I had the skills and the talents of Jon Favreau.
Or lack thereof.
No. Jon Favreau is very skilled and talented. This is just
at writing.
This is just
like
not,
what was he known for?
No, I don't know about writing. I just know about his involvement in his other. I like a lot of the stuff he puts out.
Well, I mean, I've only seen like Iron. I haven't even seen Elf yet.
Did he write that movie that he was the chef in? I don't know.
Yes, he did. I think he wrote that one, but he didn't write
pretty
Iron Man. He didn't write Elf. I don't think. That's like what he was pretty much. That was sort of like his big break in the directing chair.
Really, I thought it was Spider-Man when he was telling Tom Holland to get in the plane, and then it blew up, and he was like, "Not the plane." I'm just kidding.
I think it was after Iron Man, right? But he was in a movie called Swingers with Vince Vaughn. I think he like helped direct that, or he wrote that. So that was sort of like his first like behind the scenes sort of work. He was also a clown in Seinfeld. And he's like,
what?
He's like he's talking to George, and George is like, "Do you know Bozer the Clown?" And he's like, "No, I don't know Bozer the Clown." And then there was like a fire, and he's like knocks.
That's
like a
Jon
party.
Favreau. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And like George is like, "Fire!" And he like knocks all the kids to get to the door
and
first.
He pushes the grandma out of the way.
He pushes the grandma on the floor to get to the door first, and like
he was clearing a room for a safe fire exit.
You watch that, like all the kids come out, and he's like, "There he is! That's the guy who left us to die!" Like all the kids are gonna punch him in the balls. Great episode. But that's Jon Favreau, yes. So, but yeah. So, what do you think is going to happen later this season? We got 2 episodes left. I'm sure Moff Gideon's going to make a reappearance.
Well, before, so I have no idea. Before we get into that, I want to get Robbie's thoughts on Bo-Katan being handed the Darksaber, and then let's get into where we think these last 2 episodes are going to go.
I mean,
if you don't mind.
I think they explain it well, and she seems to. I think she would be a good fit for the position.
Well, I was surprised because after we saw like episode 2, we all knew.
I mean, I could already tell that's where they were leading anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
it wasn't a big surprise to me when they showed.
Yeah, I have no problems with this whatsoever, right? Like,
I don't.
Even though it has
I don't have problems.
Up in storms with the quote unquote logical fallacies of how Bo-Katan got the Darksaber. But like, guys, what the fuck? Were you not here for Harry Potter and the Elden Wand? Like, this makes perfect sense to me. Din Djarin had the Darksaber. He lost it to the creepy robot with one eye. Bo-Katan beat the creepy robot with one eye. Now, therefore, Bo-Katan has the Darksaber. Like, this is an easy logic statement, guys. Like, I understand why the internet is losing its goddamn mind over this shit. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Maybe she'll lose it again next episode, and Jen will get it back.
Also, I don't want them to waste time with a Din versus Mando, or Din Djarin, aka Mando versus Bo fight. Or they could have done it at the very end of the last episode, right? Like, she fights Wookface, and then she fights Din Djarin. Like, that'd be fantastic. But here's my question.
Who's Din Djarin?
He's the Mandalorian. He's the main guy.
He's the shiny guy in Chrome.
Oh, so now he's Din Djarin.
That's his
real name.
Yeah. You can call him Mando.
Because there's so many Mandalorians in the show now.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the Mandalorian. He's a Mandalorian who's named Din Djarin.
let me ask you guys this. We are 6 episodes in to an 8-episode series, aka 2 episodes left, and we don't have a main antagonist for the series.
Moff Gideon's going to come back in either next episode.
But he was just introduced last episode with a tease. So what are they going to do? Are they going to squeeze Moff Gideon into episodes 7 and 8? God, that's gonna be, dude. At the length of the episodes that they are now, unless they're gonna be putting out an hour each.
I know. I missed the 20-minute episodes. I really missed them because 40 minutes was like, oh gosh, it's gonna be rough. So I mean, Moff Gideon's obviously gonna come back in some shape or form in the next episode. I'm guessing he'll probably be more of a threat or something. Well, we gotta find out. We know the one woman who brain fried the doctor is gonna come back, and she's working for Moff Gideon, I'm guessing. So it'd be interesting if Jack Black's character was also still evil because he was former Empire too.
We'll never see him again, or
I don't think so. I think the negative reaction was just like, that was a bad idea. So,
a little bit of Star Wars trivia.
Mm-hmm.
Who was Moff Gideon before he was Moff Gideon?
He was
Giancarlo Esposito.
He was Gus from Breaking Bad. No, he was
no. He was before he was Moff Gideon. He was Caterpillar Gideon.
I knew it was coming. I was trying to I knew it was a moth. As he's repeated, I knew it was a moth pun. I knew it was a moth pun.
Moff Gideon, yeah. So that's why
caterpillars turn into moths. I think caterpillars turn into butterflies.
Well, no, I mean,
they also larvae. Is it what is it? Larvae turn into moth?
They're also caterpillars. They're typically the more fuzzy caterpillars turn into moths.
Oh, they're called.
And then the big, juicy looking.
Oh yeah.
Caterpillars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Egg, larva, pupa, and adult. It's the 4 cycles of metamorphosis for butterflies and moths. You know what's fucked up? You guys, all right, so two things fucked up, right? Vanilla ice cream is the standard default over chocolate, and that we like butterflies over moths, right? Moths are way prettier than butterflies.
It's weird to put chocolate. It's weird to put chocolate dressing on chocolate ice cream. It's just redundant. So it's better to have vanilla ice cream and then you put chocolate sauce on it.
Have you never heard of
incorrect?
This is America, motherfucker.
I would want to put
the land of
chocolate sauce
redundancies.
on
I
chocolate
own
ice
14
cream.
AKs.
I already have chocolate. Why would I want chocolate sauce on it? But you can have both best of both.
Because there's different textures of chocolate, Forrest.
Okay, maybe if it was like fudge ice cream, but I think I'm already guilty of eating ice cream in the first place. I'd rather it just be vanilla, but with chocolate sauce on top.
Yeah, I'm over here. I don't even eat ice cream or cake.
I would put chocolate sauce on strawberry as well.
Only brownies.
But I would never eat like mint or anything. Well, I wouldn't put it on Rocky Road because there's probably enough chocolate in that, and in chocolate chips. Yeah. But vanilla ice cream, strawberry ice cream, even peach ice cream.
Do you guys remember the shell chocolate?
Syrup.
Oh yeah, that was dope. That's.
I would put caramel shell on chocolate ice cream.
Ooh, now you're talking dirty fofo.
Yeah.
Oh.
How about this? What if they made a mint sauce? What do you call it? Mint
sauce?
syrup. Mint syrup. Mint syrup on chocolate ice cream. How about that? Or mint shell.
It's a mint saber.
Yeah.
Mint shell? Somebody call.
They make
Smuckers.
Well, Smuckers does make the shell.
Yeah,
they have strawberry syrup too. You can put on chocolate. I'd put strawberry syrup on chocolate ice cream.
Robbie,
but I wouldn't put.
I've had the chocolate shell.
Yeah,
Robbie and I had a 10-year disagreement on mint chocolate. He loved mint chocolate growing up. I loved chocolate, and I thought mint belonged in toothpaste. And if I wanted mint chocolate, I would just brush my teeth before I had some chocolate. But then, like what I hope happens.
Agreed with you, Major.
Thank you. Right? I learned to love Robbie. I looked past his differences. I looked past his love of mint chocolate. And I realized he's still a human. He's still my best friend. And so we got past those differences. Here's the 10 years of getting past the mint chocolate divide.
Yeah. All right, Major, have you eaten mint chocolate now in your adulthood?
No, because I'm not a 12-year-old.
You've tried it, though.
It's good.
I've had it. It reminds me of getting my teeth brushed by a doctor. After I had
chocolate.
With chocolate.
What ice cream would y'all put on apple pie? Would it just be vanilla, or would you go with chocolate?
No, it'd be vanilla because that's classic.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
But would I put chocolate syrup on that vanilla because there's not enough chocolate in that vanilla ice cream? Yes.
No, I do not want chocolate in my apple pie.
Let me ask you this.
Wrong.
I am offering you apple pie with chocolate ice cream. Are you denying the whole meal?
Yeah.
It's one bowl. You're denying it.
You wouldn't put apple pie in a bowl. You put it on a plate.
Pie with the ice cream on.
No. A hot apple pie with only vanilla ice cream. I want any other ice cream. Maybe pepper. No, not what was it? Pecan.
Pecan.
Is it pecan ice cream?
Yeah.
Peanut butter ice cream.
Yeah.
I would let peanut butter ice cream put in my apple pie, but not vanilla. Well, not chocolate or mint or any other kind.
You know, ice cream's
or
delicious.
Strawberry.
Coffee's delicious, but mocha coffee is the fucking worst.
I like mocha.
My wife loves mocha coffee. Mocha.
Well, if I go to Starbucks, I'll get a mocha, but I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah, Starbucks. Yeah. Hey, did you?
Of course, you're talking about like the butter pecan or whatever it is.
Yes, butter pecan. I put that on my apple pie.
You can butter my pecan.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting run of the mouth here. So anyway, Mandalorian, season 3.
Also, pecans do not bring up great images. Make sure.
What?
Pecans,
I won't
because they're small and they're wrinkled.
What ice cream would you put on pecan pie though? That's what I want to know. Would you put?
What is pecan pie? Why are you eating pecan pie?
I'd put it on butter pecan ice cream.
Have
you
a
haven't
nice,
had pecan pie?
Protein snack.
Are you not from the
Go
South?
to the gym. Yeah. Stop eating cake. Stop eating pie. Stop eating ice cream.
It's cheat day though.
Go have a chocolate flavored protein shake. Go have a pecan pie flavored protein
Well,
shake.
I don't like protein shakes. Well, I do like protein shakes, but it's a lot easier to have a protein bar. And if I had to choose what protein bar I get chocolate chip Quest. It's only 1 gram of sugar.
Not sponsored. I love those Quest bars. Metrics.
It makes you feel so guilty for after eating them. It's like 20 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar.
Yeah, dude. Quest bars are legit. And there's like,
the cookie dough one is.
And it's good chewy too, right? It's not too chewy. It's chewy enough. I love it.
Would you put cookie dough ice cream on apple pie though?
I would.
Only if it was
I'm
Quest.
having apple pie, I'm doing it right, and that means ice cream of any kind of flavors I like, aka not mint.
Putting vanilla ice cream on a Quest bar though would probably defeat the purpose of eating one, because you're probably getting a lot more sugar with that 1 gram.
Yeah, no, I would need to be like in a bulk cycle where I have like a protein shake. I'm putting like protein powder, like almond milk, a Quest bar, and then whatever you just said, and then I'm like blending it all together. That'd be like the only way.
I don't really count macros. It's probably why I'm still skinny. So, but yeah, this was a good discussion.
All right, ladies, don't let Forrest lie to you. He's skinny, but he's ripped. He's what we like to call jacked. So. Tweet at Forrest at Zeitgeist Zealots at Ziza Podcast.
And tell me what ice cream you want on your pecan pie.
Is it a 6-pack, 4-pack? What are we doing for March? For April now.
For
feet
April?
pics. All right. Tweet at Forrest at Ziza Podcast for feet pics. He'll show you what he's working out with P90X.
Well, I've been playing soccer for the last few weeks, so those pics, you don't like. Yeah,
maybe not. All right, we'll have Robbie send feet pics instead.
We're gonna see. Robbie's gonna send earlobe pics because we know some of the women are into that. So
hey, if you guys want a Darksaber pic, tweet at us at Ziza Podcast. One of us will send you a picture of our Darksaber.
We have to get Maurice back on the podcast for that.
Oh my god.
So yeah, we're almost at 100 episodes. So like, I think we're gonna have to get like everyone who's been on the podcast, like Matt, Maurice, and the other guy whose name.
I want to give a shout out. Episode 98 is this?
I think this is 98 or 99. Yeah.
My dad, my best friend and biggest supporter in the entire world, looked at me and said, "Damn, son, 95 episodes. I guess you're committed to this. I'll go ahead and subscribe now." I'm kidding. No, that's not what he said at all.
95 episodes. Why don't you get life?
We just downloaded Spotify. He came down to celebrate. I hate gender reveals, but my wife wanted to do a gender reveal, so we cut a cake, guys. We got a cake from Publix. We cut a cake and it was being inside. That's all we did.
What if like the baker?
I wanted to launch a Chinese spy balloon, but she insisted on the cake. So while my dad was down, I got him Spotify, and so hi, Dad. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Good luck on your travels and catching up on the backlog over the last 96, 97 episodes.
Gosh, there's some things I don't think he would want to hear.
There's some things I'm sure he heard. No, he heard us all say way worse while we were playing Halo 3.
We shall see, or he shall hear. Anyway, but yeah, that's our podcast. I'm Forrest.
The Major Lorian, aka not Harry Balls, because that's Elon on Twitter.
And I'm Robbie.
I'm Tip.
And next week we'll have more Mandalorian talk for you, and whatever else we can scrounge up to discuss. But yeah, thanks for listening.
Oh, yeah, guys, we didn't even talk about Star Wars Celebration because it's.
Well, yeah, we did. We talked about the. There's the Ahsoka show.
Star Wars Celebration sucks so much. I don't even remember us talking about this on this podcast. Oh yeah. Well, we talked about Ahsoka. Did we talk about
Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte are also coming out, and Rey's coming back for some reason.
Yeah. So Palpatine returned first. Now Rey.
Somehow Rey
Palpatine.
that joke is so overused.
Meme that
already.
Shit. Yeah. Cut it out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
We're gonna talk all about it. Yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Have a good one. See ya.
Peace.